Coming up, the Phillies and Orioles get comeback wins. This is Locked On Game to Game, MLB.
Every game, every team, every angle. Locked On Game to Game, your team every day.
Welcome in. You're listening to Locked On Game to Game MLB. Local experts join us to go over the action for you from yesterday across Major League Baseball. I'm your host, Kainani Stevens. Thank you for making Locked On your first listen every single weekday. Trey Turner's 2-run home run sent the Phillies to extra innings with the Diamondbacks on Wednesday. Then Michael Bohm hit the game-winning single in the 10th. Locked On Phillies is here and has more after an exciting comeback for Philadelphia.
The Philadelphia Phillies walk it off in the series finale against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Connor Thomas, your host of Locked On Phillies. I had a very different now recorded in the 9th inning because I'm getting ready to hop on and record a full podcast. And I was saying how Trey Turner's been terrible and this team stinks and they can't find a way to win and everything's going wrong and this, that, and the other thing. And listen, I wasn't wrong. Wow. Whew. I think I'm allergic to the Phillies winning. It's been so long since I've seen them do it. Anyway, it's not wrong to say that the Phillies have been really bad, but man, Trey Turner, it's a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 9th, the 2 outs to extend it to extras. Craig Kimbrell nails to get out of it, doesn't give up a run in the top of the 10th, and then the bases loaded, Alec Bohm hits one hop off the wall for the winner. The Phils beat Zach Gallen and the best pitcher in baseball right now, and now they head into the NL East series with some momentum. We'll talk even more about it on today's Locked On Phillies.
The Cubs may have found their way again by winning their second game in a row against the Mets in Chicago after Marcus Stroman led the way for the Cubs on the mound. Locked On Cubs recaps as Chicago flies the W.
Back-to-back impressive wins for the Cubs at Wrigley against the Mets. Today, a 4-2 victory. Marcus Stroman was sensational. 8 innings of work, just one mistake to Alvarez, dominated the game, ground ball after ground ball. Cubs were down 2-0 early, rallied back with a 3-run second. Seiya Suzuki, big double, Mike Tauchman with a game-winning base hit, and then Nico Horner hit a solo home run to give the Cubs insurance. And then one of the very few but definitely prominent bullpen stories in the positive direction, Mark Leiter Jr. closed out the game 1-2-3, handling lefties in a reverse split fashion like he's done so well this year. So the Cubs win back-to-back games. They will go for the sweep on Thursday with Kyle Hendricks making his return to the Chicago Cubs.
Coming up, the Rangers hold off the Pirates for a road victory. This is Locked On Game to Game, MLB. Today's edition of Locked On Game to Game is brought to you by RocketMoney, formerly known as Truebill. This app shows you all of the subscriptions that you have in one place, then it cancels what you don't want for you. So you can cancel unnecessary subscriptions with RocketMoney today. Go to rocketmoney.com/lockedon. Seriously, it could save you hundreds per year. That's rocketmoney.com/lockedon. Welcome back to Locked On Game to Game MLB. I'm your host, Kainani Stevens. The Rangers scored 3 runs in the first inning, then they held off the Pirates offense the rest of the way and left Pittsburgh with a win. Locked On hosts with both teams go over the series finale yesterday afternoon.
The Rangers have the will to win, and that will is Will Smith with a 5-out save to close out a 3-2 win and a series win for the Rangers in Pittsburgh. I'm Bryce Patrick, host of the Locked On Rangers podcast. This has been an eventful week, month, season for the bullpen that has just been in a really rough state. Martin Perez goes 7 innings of 2-run ball. Rangers have a 3-2 lead. Heading into that 8th inning, you think, can Martin Perez get you one more out? They bring in Jose Leclerc. He gets an early out and then allows the bases to be loaded. In comes Will Smith with the bases loaded and 1 out, gets the Rangers out of the jam. The Rangers drop a 3 spot in the top of the first inning, and that's all the runs they would get. It looked like they would be getting a whole lot more in this one. A leadoff homer from Marcus Semien, multi-hit game from Nathaniel Lowe and Josh Young. But hey, Rangers did what they needed to win this one. Josh Young keeps his hitting streak alive, keeps looking really hot. Rangers win this series and head on to Baltimore with a big 1-run win.
The Pittsburgh Pirates lose to the Texas Rangers on Wednesday 3-2, and it was just a game that the Pirates should have won, but miscues defensively, missed opportunities with runners in scoring position again, and just an inability to capitalize on another team's mistakes has plagued this team throughout the month of May, and it's starting to look like sooner rather than later that we're not going to be able to make the excuse that this team is over 500. They now sit at 25-24. They have still yet to win a series in the month of May. the Seattle Mariners are on deck in Seattle coming this weekend. Johan Oviedo threw an immaculate inning. That was one of the bright spots of this game. But the Pittsburgh Pirates lose to the Rangers 3-2, and the losing times continue. My name is Ethan Smith, your host of the Locked On Pirates podcast, and I'll see you on the flip side.
The Cardinals and Reds now sit at the bottom of the NL Central, tied for last place after Cincinnati beat St. Louis yesterday. Cincinnati plated 10 runs on Wednesday. Locked On Cardinals has more on that defeat.
A terrible night all around for the Cardinals as they get crushed by the Reds in Cincy. Hey, it's JD from Locked On Cardinals, and all you need to see is one play on the highlights to explain how it went for the Cardinals on Wednesday. Let me paint you a picture. In the bottom of the fourth inning, Reds rookie Matt McClain hits a deep fly ball to right field that backs outfielder Oscar Mercado to the wall. It appears that the ball is going to come down short of the fence, but Mercado leaps to make the catch anyways. But instead of bringing the ball in, it hits off his glove and lands in the first row for a home run. That is this game in a nutshell. Just bad. Steven Matz gets knocked around for 6 runs on 11 hits in just 4 innings. The offense gets stymied by Red starter Ben Lively, who went 6 innings, gives up just 2 runs, both of them solo homers. He strikes out 8. The team looked flat. They looked disinterested from the outset, and frankly, they looked tired. They played 13 days in a row and still have 6 more games to go before their next day off. For the latest updates and info, be sure to keep it Locked On Cardinals.
You gotta love it whenever the Reds beat the Cardinals by a touchdown. What's up? This is Jeff Carr from the Locked On Reds podcast. And pick a guy in the Reds lineup. He had a pretty nice night at the plate. 18 hits and 10 runs for the Reds in this game. Absolutely dominant performance. They destroyed Steven Matz. Matt McClain gifted a home run by Oscar Mercado. If you haven't seen the replay, Mercado is ranging back, trying to catch the ball, and as he goes to catch it with the glove, it bounces out of his glove and over the wall, and that is a home run. Second career home run for Matt McClain, by the way. And Ben Lively, where has he come from? Absolutely beautiful performance by him. 6 innings, 2 earned runs, both of them off solo homers, and 8 strikeouts. Reds might have something here. We'll talk about it on the next Locked On Reds podcast.
Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout both homered in an Angels win over the Red Sox on Wednesday. Locked On Angels goes over the sweep of the Red Sox.
All right, so Zach Neto was Neato on Wednesday night. I know, that was bad. It was cheesy. But Angels got a victory and a sweep over the Red Sox. Hey, everybody, it's Mike Frisch, one half of Locked On Angels. Angels win 7-3 and win 3 games in a row against the Sox. They've won 4 overall, and this team looks fantastic. 28-23, and had a fantastic performance from their team last night. Ohtani hit a home run, Trout hit a home run, Zach Neto went 3 for 3 and came a triple away from hitting for the cycle. Check out these stats from the Angels starting pitchers over the last 4 games. 24 innings, 2 runs, a .75 ERA, 23 strikeouts, 8 walks, 11 hits, and no home runs. The Angels are on their way up, and Johnny and I are going to talk about this on Locked On Angels. We hope you'll join us.
That's a wrap for this edition of Locked On Game to Game MLB. We thank you for making Locked On your first listen every single weekday. Now make sure you're subscribed to Locked On MLB and your favorite team's Locked On podcast on YouTube and wherever else you get your podcasts from. I'm Kainani Stevens. This has been Locked On Game to Game.